is going to be epic. Today is going to be amazing.
All right, here we go.
She does not understand business. You were really clear. We are hungry.
Cocoa butter and black girl magic through the screen.
Did she not hear this? Okay. I love your energy.
You are the power.
This is life-changing.
Yeah.
Welcome everyone, I'm Quinn Conyers, your energetic MC and master moderator, and you are watching the Backing Black Business Small Business Grant Program Pitch Competition. Now the COVID-19 pandemic hit Black women business owners hard. Many had to pivot their businesses, expand them, and others established new businesses. Now as signs of recovery emerge, Black women are starting new businesses at record rates. Reimagine Main Street and a host of network partners recognize the power of Black women entrepreneurs and have come together to bring you the Backing Black Business Small Business Grant Program Pitch Competition. Now, this is not your average pitch event. Today's competition is produced by Black Girl Ventures Foundation in true BGV style. This means our panel of champions will ask the questions, but you, as the audience, will have the final say. I'm super excited about this. Now, the BGV pitch style actually comes from Black history. Did you know in the early 1900s, during the Great Migration, white landowners raised the rent and Black people threw rent parties, where admission fees raised from social gatherings were used as a way to prevent evictions. Now, these were not just any ordinary parties. People like Langston Hughes and Duke Ellington helped with these events. Now here we are, living our ancestors' wildest dreams, providing access to capital through engaging communities. Now let's talk about this competition. It is fierce and it is fabulous. We have 7 participants streaming in from all across the country. All participants will receive grants generated by your votes on Razorify. But wait, there is so much more. 4 participants will receive $25,000 each, and the top 3 participants with the most votes will receive $50,000. We are also extending an invitation to join our group of Women of Color Connecting 2022 featured entrepreneurs at the Women of Color Connecting 2022 Summit. Now, the objective is to leverage the power of relationship capital to help this selected group of entrepreneurs move farther, faster toward their entrepreneurial success and wealth creation. The featured entrepreneurs will have a virtual booth at the Women of Color Connecting 2022 Summit. Now, here's how this is going to work. The champions will ask the questions, but ultimately it's up to you, our believers, to decide who will emerge as the Backing Black Business Small Business Grant Program Pitch Competition winner. So stay tuned. We're going to need your point of view. So let's meet our champions. Up first, we have the charismatic Khadijah Robinson, CEO of Empower Global. Next, we have Tess Bismil, founder and tech whisperer of iSocialX Inc. And last but certainly not least, we have the dynamic Dawn Myers, founder of The Most. Now, ladies, I'm so excited that you are here. You look like a snack. You look fabulous. And I'm glad to talk about all things business. But before we jump into that, tell us something interesting or fun that people may not know about you. I'm going to start with you, Miss Terrific Tess.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm so glad to be here. One thing people don't know, should know about me is that most women buy shoes and I buy tech.
Ooh, I buy tech. I like that.
Well,
okay.
I need to get on your level because I buy bags.
What about you, Miss Khadijah?
Oh, one thing that people don't know about me, I had 19 pets growing up, which people would never know if they knew me now. But we had a little animal farm and it was so much fun.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's a good fact. I love that.
Before I was going to be an entrepreneur, I was going to be a veterinarian.
Okay.
Well,
But I like this better.
I love it. Dawn, I'm coming to you.
I think nobody, I don't really talk about the fact that before law, before tech, my first job was as a professional cheerleader. I cheered for the Celtics, which sounds really cheesy, but it was actually a wonderful crash course in marketing.
Yeah, not cheesy at all. That's absolutely amazing. I mean, good stuff. So many great things that you can learn about founders behind the scenes.
That's right.
We're so much more than just numbers and spreadsheets. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
That's right.
Of course.
We're about to meet some amazing founders who are going to pitch their business. What would you say to someone who's at home who's about to pitch their business? Because we're all human, right? We've probably been in their shoes at one point.
That's right.
Any words of advice that you would give to somebody who's ready, set, and ready to go to pitch?
I would say to the young ladies to control the room, right? We often feel as founders that we're not in control, that the investors have the control, but that's not the case at all. It's your job to instruct the investors and lead them down the path you want them to go.
That's a hashtag, control the room.
That's right.
Like, think about that. I'm going to write that down myself. I love that. You're shaking your head. What you want to add to that? What advice do you have?
Well, I have been in their shoes.
Yes.
My first ever pitch competition was with Black Girl Ventures, so I remember it very, very distinctly. I will say, ladies, please make sure that you remember why you love your business, because you get questions, you might start to feel a little bit unsure, things that you might not have thought about before going into the pitch, and you can always learn. But whenever you are learning, just take it as that, like a learning experience, a lesson. Remember, you started this business for a reason. You saw a problem, you wanted to fix it, and you love your business. You know your business better than anybody else, so it is your time to get us to love it too, basically.
That's good advice. Terrific. Tess, I'm coming to you. What's your 2 cents? What's your nickel?
I think what they have to remember is that they need to be calm and relax, and don't think they need to be perfect every time. They need to come from the heart, specifically. And even though it might be scripted, remember, no one knows your mistakes but you.
That's right.
So come from your heart, and then it'll flow.
That is so good. I mean, that's a full-fledged masterclass on pitch preparation right there. So such good stuff, and so many words of wisdom. And it's not like we're far removed. We're all founders. We're all entrepreneurs. We're all small business owners. So we want to see these women win. Yeah. So it's not like we are rooting for your demise. We're really rooting for your success. And I think that if they know that, then they can kind of, like you said, relax, be patient with the pitch, and really give it their best. Now, y'all ready to get this pitch party started? I know I am. Let's do this. All right, well, up first, we have Janelle Darden of Moisture Love.
Well, hello, everyone. I'm sure you've seen the increasing number of women wearing their hair curly and the ever-increasing number of products to solve the solutions for these women. However, just last year, Mintel surveyed 1,000 Black women and found that 59% say they still don't have the moisture they desire, and 49% still don't have the growth they desire. Yet dryness is the number one antithesis to this problem, causing frizzy, unruly hair that breaks. The problem is not how many products you use to do your hair or how fast you do it, but are you using a collection of products that's formulated to make sure that when you do your hair, it lasts longer, so that wherever your life brings you midweek, your hair still looks and feels good. Additionally, the more you have to apply moisture to your hair, the more opportunities there are for breakage, and then you're not reaching your length goal. My name is Janelle Darden. I'm a Georgia Tech industrial and systems engineer, and I've worked for Fortune 500 CPG companies. I've used all of that experience to create my brand, Moisture Love, that solves this problem, transforming dry, brittle hair to healthy and hydrated, and helping you love your curls just a little bit more along the way. You see, it works by our formulas have a proprietary technology that infuses moisture deep down into your hair so that it lasts 3 or more days, and it simply reactivates with a steamy shower. These are our target customers. Moms with kids, they don't have time to be redoing their hair over and over again, and they want those ponytails long and strong. Professional women who are in that glow up phase of life that want to make sure that every day they hit that boardroom table or go on their date, they're looking their best. And women with gray hair, you may not know, but it gets really dry and unruly, and most products make it turn colors, but not Moisture Love. We are solely focused on moisture. I'm talking moisture that lasts for 3 or more days, that helps you retain more length, that reactivates with steam. We are Leap and Bunny, cruelty-free certified, vegan, and pH balanced. But don't take my word for it. Here are some testimonials from some of our best customers that talk about having moisture that lasts for 7 to 9 days in between washes, despite all the products they've tried. We have over $195 customer lifetime value with a $35 customer acquisition cost because we know it's cheaper to keep her. We've been featured on Beauty Independent and Huffington Post, and another cool one is coming along the way. Our growth strategy is to use these social platforms that we love so much to edutain you all with content that helps you understand how to take care of your hair, scale our community, and expand into retail. My team has over 30 years of experience in beauty and business development, and we are raising $650,000 to invest in marketing and sales, inventory, and new product development. We will be a $100 million brand in 5 to 7 years. Will you be a participant? Thank you.
All
Beautifully
right.
done.
Moisture Love.
Get it.
Well, Khadijah, I see you chomping at the bit. She done put her braids over her shoulder. So, what's your thoughts on her pitch?
I loved it. And what stood out the most to me in the deck was that she had an exit strategy, which founders almost never think about until somebody pushes them to think about when they're at the onset. It's very hard when you are cultivating your baby to think about giving your baby to somebody else, but it is so fundamental because it really should craft the entire way that you build your business from the ground up. So I love that you're thinking about that to start. It's amazing. And also, I'm ready to try the product. So I can send you my address if you want to send me some.
Listen, sis, I got you. Send me your address.
So if I may jump in,
Of course.
this is so exciting for me because my first brand was actually a liquid products brand as well. So I heard you quoting the Mintel. I was like, yes, sis, she got it. But, I was really interested when you talked about your proprietary formulas. It sounds like you have a bit of a technical background. I'm curious to know 2 things. One, do you guys have patents? Are you considering patents? Are you considering an IP strategy? And secondly, your team looks amazing. I'm really interested in who has kind of branding, marketing, deep marketing experience to really make this pop.
Yeah, so very good questions. We decided not to do the patent route because in 20 years, everything becomes available to everybody. We are looking to file the trade secret process. Our growth strategy is
I love that. I love that. We talked earlier about controlling the room. I asked patents and she said, no, that's not what I'm doing. We have another strategy that's just as viable. That's amazing.
How are you testing the product before it goes to market? And really, truly, I know you have live cases of that, but from a business standpoint, how does that process work? How is that process working for you?
Yeah, so I'm very, very careful to make sure we don't have some of the problems that I've seen other counterparts have with mold and things growing in our products. So the main thing is, although we're plant-based, we make sure it's very well preserved. And so we sent all of the finished products off to our preservative manufacturer, and they've done all the challenge testing for us against mold, yeast, and other types of pathogens to make sure those won't grow inside of the product. And in terms of any other additional testing, that's mainly just come from our customers, like saying, hey, our customers have told us new ways to use the products that we didn't really create it for. But in the lab with our manufacturer of our raw materials, we had them tested just for safety. But for everything else comes from our customers. And we are looking into, for a new platform, a new retail platform, that we're expanding into this year, they are requiring us to do additional like claims testing. So we've looked into a lab for that. And we're working on that process in the next couple of months. So we can even say that all of our claims are actually been certified.
Perfect.
That is absolutely awesome. Thank you so much for sharing your vision and your business with us. I'm not going to lie. Every time I think about Moisture Love, I'm looking at her curls and like, yes, you have a spokesperson right here with us if that is a possibility.
It sure
well,
is.
Thank you so much again for sharing your business with us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You know, what I loved about her is she really got into the psychographics. If you listen closely, she didn't say we serve Black women between the ages of 25 and 55. She's talking about the woman who wants a sleek ponytail or the person with the curls. And I thought that was really interesting. You know, I think that as we're looking at businesses, is there something that popped out that maybe the traditional investor might overlook that we actually caught? Did anything like that pop out?
Yeah, for me, it was the language. Oftentimes women like her are pitching to a room full of people who don't look like her and who don't understand this problem.
Correct.
Right? But we all understand that problem. And so she was able to hit those key words that we know matter. So I think, again, she hit on the psychographics. She's really thinking about speaking to that customer. I know from personal experience that this customer is very persnickety. If you are not speaking to them specifically, then they are not listening, right? So you really have to understand their lifestyles, what moves them, and she's got that down pat.
And she also mentioned the customer feedback, and I would love either of your opinion. It's not like, okay, we're going to take this to a lab, but we're also listening to how our customers are telling us how our products is, affecting their hair. So what do you think about that?
I think that's great too, and the use case too, and listening to the feedback of the use case. But I also wanted to say I love that her target market is graying hair. Yes. Graying hair, having worked in the hair care industry for a long time, graying hair is one of the toughest to master. It can go purple on you, it can go yellow on you. It's very brittle. It has a mind of its own. So she has that kind of use case. That's going to be lasting a lifetime. So I really, really like that part.
Look, I'm starting to learn that lesson for myself.
No,
yes,
can't be.
It's coming.
To vote, visit Razorfy.co and select today's event. Enter your donation for the pitches you loved and click the donate button to proceed to checkout. Review and confirm your donation once more by tapping donate. And finally, key in your payment info to cast your vote. And remember, there's a $5 minimum for your vote to count.
Oh my gosh, this has been so amazing. So we're going to go ahead and keep this pitch party going. We have another amazing woman who is going to pitch her business. Her name is Kimberly Shamsuddin of Shams.
So imagine you're in a shopping mall. You have a wide range of choices to choose from. You have blouses and skirts and jackets and dresses. But then you realize that the vast majority of the stuff is not suitable for you. It's either too tight, it's either too revealing, or it's too short. This is the problem that Muslim women in America, including myself, face every single day. My name is Kim Shamsuddin, and I'm the founder of Al Shams Abayas. Muslim women want to feel like we can express our Islamic identity, but we also want to look good at the same time. I created Al Shams to meet the needs of Muslim women and to help them feel classy, elegant, and beautiful. Since 2016, our designs have been sold in countries all over the world, including Germany, France, England, and of course the United States. And in 2020, in the midst of a global pandemic, we opened our first brick and mortar retail store in New Jersey. We have a wide assortment of designs. We have different colors, different styles. We have open abayas, closed abayas, different textures. We also have a scarf collection, and we have plus sizes. The Islamic fashion market is ripe for disruption. In 2024, it's expected to reach over $300 billion in spend, and the U.S. market is at about $6.9 billion. We think Al Shams is well poised to be a market leader in this space. Of course, we have competitors, but we think our unique value proposition lies in the fact that we source and manufacture in Dubai. Dubai is coveted by Muslim women all over the world as the market leader for excellence in design and fabrication. We have deep domain expertise. We have a pipeline of suppliers in Dubai and extended relationships there, and we continue to build those relationships. And then lastly, we have a plus size collection that's not an afterthought, unlike many of our competitors. It's designed with plus size women in mind, and our curvy sisters absolutely love it. In terms of our traction, we've seen our numbers go up every year. Last year, we closed at $300,000. This year, we're expected to do $700,000. None of this could have been possible without the help of a great team. I started out in 2016 fulfilling orders from my living room with the help of my mom. I've now grown to 6 people. We have a repeat customer rate of 34%, and we continue to see new customers coming in. But to support that growth, we need money. We need $500,000, 60% of which we want to use for customer acquisition, mainly on Facebook and Instagram ads. And then we want to use the remaining 40% to build out our back end to hire experts that have sufficient expertise in email marketing and content marketing so that we can have a full funnel and continue to grow revenue and give the customers the best product that we can possibly give. My name is Kim Shamsuddin. My company is Al Shams. Thank you for listening. I welcome your questions.
So who has questions? Who has comments for this business?
Oh, I just have to have a comment first before they ask their questions, right? So I just want to say I'm so excited that you targeted the full-figured woman with design in mind first. And then by the same token, non-Muslim women would buy your pieces. And I'm just wondering if you have thought about that in that process from a marketing standpoint.
They come into the store all the time. They call. A lot of people are visiting Muslim countries, or they just like to dress modestly. We have, I would say 10% of our customers are non-Muslim. They just like the clothing, as you mentioned.
I see you guys nodding your head. Any insight questions that you have for her?
I have a couple of questions. One around supply chain. You commented that you all are producing in Dubai, which is amazing. But I know, and I think a lot of people know, that right now supply chain issues can be a big barrier, particularly for folks in the fashion industry. So I'm wondering if you are thinking about that, thinking about how to diversify your supply chain to make sure that you have a consistent flow of products. And then also, on the same vein with respect to customer acquisition, now that there's potentially some trouble in the waters with respect to meta ads and who they can reach based on different privacy issues that are coming up, how are you all thinking about sort of getting creative or innovative with the customer acquisition strategy?
So first off, on the supply chain issues, yes, we were disrupted during COVID, as were many businesses, and we have considered expanding our supply chain. We want to be really thoughtful, though, because Dubai is the epicenter of Islamic apparel and it's very highly regarded, and so we want to be careful not to kind of water down the brand. A lot of our competitors are sourcing out of Turkey and China, which doesn't have the same cachet, doesn't have the same quality. And so we're trying to find the same level of quality because we do understand that there's a potential risk, coupled with the fact that most of the suppliers that are there are expats, and so they can lose their visa at any time and be gone. So we're definitely mindful of that. What we've done in the interim is sort of spread out the manufacturing throughout Dubai, because we have seen some partners get lost and have gone back to their countries. And so I've even had suppliers say, why don't you do all of your work with us? We do great work for you. I said, well, that could potentially be a business risk for me, because if you go back home to your country, then what happens? I'd have to start all over again. So we have thought about that, and that's something that is definitely front of mind for us, because we do want to make sure that we protect the business. And then in terms of the Facebook ads, of course, that has changed drastically. We still continue to see pretty good results, although a lot of people have opted out. I think what's helped us is that the retail store is starting to pick up. So now it represents a third of our revenue. When we first started, it was only about 10%. And so people are starting to get to know us. They know that we have a retail store. You're all women. You know that women like to touch and feel clothing. There's nothing like that experience of coming into a store. We have a boutique feel. We give coffee and tea and nice beverages. We really pamper the customer. So it's an experience when they come here. So we're seeing a lot more customers coming into the store, and we're trying to do a lot more marketing around the store. Of course, within the restrictions and limitations that COVID has, a lot of that is starting to relax now. So we're grateful for that. We had planned a slate of events that we wanted to do, but of course, because of the restrictions, we couldn't. But now that some of that is starting to loosen up, we're hoping that we can do some of those, sip and shops and runway shows, because we have enough space to do it. So yeah, we're looking looking to sort of, get around that marketing piece by bolstering the retail store part?
Well, the store is beautiful, by the way, so please do lean into in real life
Thank
events
you.
there.
Yeah.
And invite me, please.
I think she said she's in Jersey. I think that's what I heard. That she,
Oh, I
she
can
was
make
in
that
Jersey.
jump.
That's
That's
a hop,
right.
skip, and a
That's
jump.
right.
Yeah. Now, I can't wait to hear from the champions, right? She has an amazing business. And, I would love your thoughts, especially because she had a contingency plan and she's really thinking about the integrity of her company. How important do you think, as a woman running a business now, to have a contingency plan, a plan just to make sure that you're not lost out here?
Yeah, I would say that this is a organization that's focused on Black women, and unfortunately, Black women don't get the support that everyone else gets. We absolutely have to be our own safety nets, right? So, unfortunately or fortunately, we've all grown up, right? Thinking about Plan B, Plan C, Plan D, right? We've grown up making $1 out of 15 cents, right? So, we understand how to make it work, and we make it work by being that thorough, by being that diligent.
Are y'all ready for another founder?
Yeah.
Let's bring
Bring them on.
pitch.
Yes.
Up next, we have Zakia Bryant of We Sub Teach.
My name is Zakia Bryant, and I'm the CEO of We Sub Teach. And I'm here today just to talk to everyone really quick. You may already know that there is a national teacher staffing shortage. But for childcare centers, it's more than just a shortage. It's a crisis. And generally, that's because a lot of childcare teachers are underpaid. This is a high turnover industry, and they're experiencing a high level of burnout, especially during these COVID times. So most childcare teachers are really undervalued, especially in the educational industry. Generally, the lack of staff leaves us in a place where there are plenty of classrooms every day where our youngest learners are literally in classrooms that's putting them in a vulnerable situation due to safety and just because they're understaffed, okay? So we created a program to assist with that. We created We Sub Teach, which is a child care staffing platform where we connect child care teachers with child care centers. So part of the solution to that crisis is pretty much facilitated through a child care staffing app. And we were the first ones in our industry to create an app that was specifically just for child care. Through our innovative recruitment models and retention and referral programs, we are able to get the classrooms filled faster. Generally, our market size right now is 83 million, and that's in the state of Georgia. There are 3,100 child care centers, and we're on track to capture 10% of that market in the next 12 months. Our target market is pretty much child care centers and pre-K programs. Our ideal substitute teacher, on average, is a 25 to 35-year-old mom who is college educated or have some college, and definitely a social media user. Our competitors in the market space, currently we have 3 direct competitors and we have 1 indirect competitor. So what sets us apart? Well, it's mainly because we're a gig-based platform, okay? So teachers are able to accept gigs through our app. The next major thing, we're teacher-centered, so our focus is on the needs and the desires of the teachers. Lastly, we offer a progressive compensation package, which include incentives for the teachers that they truly enjoy. As far as our revenue model, we're B2B, and the way we earn our revenue is basically through gigs and billable hours. We have monthly subscriptions, in-app purchases, and affiliate ads. As far as traction, over the last 2 years, we were able to get a gross profit of over $500K, and we're set to increase that by 20% annually over the next 36 months. Also, we're opening 2 new markets in the next 24 months, and they'll typically be Tampa and Jacksonville, Florida. We have wonderful business relationships, and our business relationships they're pretty much helping us facilitate in those new markets because they have existing centers in those service areas. So we're able to scale fairly quickly in new areas. We have a wonderful team of people with a vast background of experience. And generally, That background includes technology, recruitment, operations management, and finance. Our ask is for $500,000, and we plan to use that money, 50% of it, to gamify the app and to make other additional upgrades. Also, we're going to use the other portion of that for marketing and sales campaign, and the final piece is to build out an additional ambassador program. We thank you for your time. We appreciate the opportunity, and we are We Sub Teach, where we're covering classrooms with care.
Covering classrooms with care. Way to end a pitch. I like the sound of that. So I'm going to come to the champions. Questions, comments. What did you think about her pitch?
One comment right here. I saw a much bigger market than the $85 million market that was in the slide deck. I would love to know about the kind of national landscape and what that market could be. How big can you grow into?
Yes, well, actually, it's a multi-billion-dollar industry, but our pilot program is launched in Metro Atlanta right now. So we just wanted to focus on just the service area that we were in, but it is actually a multi-billion-dollar industry.
I'm really interested to hear about safety, which is a thing for other gig apps and platforms. We're facing that now with Uber and Lyft, for example. And I know people are going to be especially concerned when they're thinking about their kids. So how are you all factoring in safety as you build out this platform?
Well, definitely that's our number one concern, especially that we work with children. So our substitute teachers are extremely vetted. We have a 10-point process, and we make every teacher get fingerprint. We follow the guidelines for the state that we're operating in, but we go a step further than that, and we pretty much pull background checks every 90 days instead of the required 12-month period. So we definitely do reference checks. We do a plethora of things in addition to the general requirement, because safety is definitely a key thing for us.
Tess, you want to add anything?
I just want to say congratulations. I think it's a great idea. I think it has expansive, so I would like you to think forward. I would like you to think about substitutes, not just face-to-face, but substitutes from a hybrid perspective who can deliver a substitution if they're out, if you have to shelter in place, and only use digital tech to actually replace a student. I've had so many kids talk about, I don't have children, but my girlfriends talk about how they had to keep their children at home because they didn't have someone to actually replace the child for their classes, even for online classes. They still didn't have that. So I think the sky is the limit with that, especially if you think digital delivery of those lesson plans. So
thank you again for sharing your business with us. I love it. What do you think the possibility can be if she really went beyond where she's at?
Well, if I can, kind of scale back a little bit, there's always a tension, right? Because on one hand, we want to give those huge numbers and really speak to this huge possibility, but we also have to be realistic about our beachhead and about what we can really do over the next 3, 5, 7 years. So I understand her inclination, and quite frankly, as Black women entrepreneurs, I think we have a little bit more of an inclination to be truthful and honest.
Under promise
Yes.
and over deliver. That's what they tell you all the time when
Right.
you're young. And I definitely agree with what Dawn is saying. I just want to know that she's thinking about that bigger picture and what is possible for the revenue streams and for the way that this app and this platform can diversify in the future.
No, I agree. And Tess, I want to come back to you for a second because, she just made me think about something. And also, too, there is a thirst and a hunger for tech. So when you mention the fact that she could potentially use this app, but also bring it over to finding virtual substitute teachers, I think there's a big opportunity there. What do you think?
when COVID happened, everyone started thinking about, oh my goodness, what am I going to do when I cannot be face to face? So she just blown up completely.
Man. I don't know about you, but I know the people who are voting going to have a tough job. I mean, so many awesome and amazing entrepreneurs. I just want to throw my whole wallet at everybody because it just sounds so good. But, I'm excited because this is not the end. It's just the beginning. We have some more fabulous and fierce founders that we're going to hear from.
Bring them on.
Yes, I'm ready.
To vote, visit Razorfy.co and select today's event. Enter your donation for the pitches you loved and click the donate button to proceed to checkout. Review and confirm your donation once more by tapping donate. And finally, key in your payment info to cast your vote. And remember, there's a $5 minimum for your vote to count.
Up next, we have Ashley Redwood from Trap Cardio.
Hey y'all, I'm Ashley Redwood and I am the owner of Trap Cardio, a dance fitness format created in Richmond, Virginia. So the lack of fitness is one of the reasons why chronic diseases such as obesity, diabetes, and hypertension plague the Black community. As someone who has battled with obesity since childhood, it was hard to find motivation because every fitness class that was available to me was led by someone who was either already fit or they weren't Black. How can I follow someone who doesn't understand my struggle? And let me tell you, baby, 300 pounds moves way different than 120. And Trap Cardio creates a non-judgmental platform that promotes body positivity and encourages fitness for people at every level. Trap Cardio's mission is to bring fitness to the underrepresented. I am one of them. I was certified in other formats previously, but never felt connected. I needed a cultural experience. Unlike other instructors, I also wasn't fit. I created my program in 2018 at 280 pounds. And though I was nervous because I'm like the fat instructor, my audience actually connected with the fact that they could physically see that we were in this together. So what started in 2018 as an outlet for my American dream, wife, mother, corporate 9-to-5er, became a commitment to community wellness and the elevation of entrepreneurship, Black entrepreneurship. By 2020, I became a full-time entrepreneur. Now, we grew more than just being a fitness outlet, but we were a mental release for a lot of those who were stuck at home because of COVID. We are an inclusive community, and in the past year, we've gained over 126,000 subscribers on YouTube, 46,000 on TikTok, amongst others, and have shipped merchandise all around the world. We've actually been able to teach around the country, and we're hosting our first fitness retreat in Punta Cana this October, okay? So we're more, way more than just a Black-owned fitness format. Trap Cardio is very hands-on in their community as we donate to the homeless, our teachers, and have hosted fundraising events for Juneteenth, breast cancer, domestic violence, and more. We also promote total wellness and host a podcast series that speaks to such topics as mental wellness and building confidence. In the past year, we have grossed approximately $200,000, which is 11,000% growth from where we started in 2018. Our income is acquired through in-person and virtual class registrations that we offer for individual classes, monthly packages, and recurring options. We also offer merchandise, ta-da, that have helped Trap Cardio become a household name. We have a highly supportive team that consists of my assistant and 4 brand ambassadors who assist with everything from advertising to scheduling. We need $750,000 in order to be able to increase merchandising inventory, purchase music licensing, provide team development, and be able to create a certification program so that Trap Cardio can effectively reach more communities. I'm excited now to be able to include you in the Trap Cardio family. You are now a Trap Cardio cousin. Thank you for the opportunity and joining me on this journey. Any questions?
What's up, cuz?
Hey. What we got to do to be a brand ambassador? That's what I heard.
That's what we need the certification program for. They all want to know.
So who's that has any questions for her?
I would love to hear about your plan with respect to your secret sauce. Like, how do you take this Trap Cardio and as you expand, protect what you're building so that it is something that other folks can't copy and do somewhere else in the country that you might not have touched yet?
It's the authenticity. So even with our plan with expanding as far as a certification program, my dream is I will still have my creative hand on it. My brand ambassadors will be the master instructors, and everybody under them will be just regular instructors. So I feel like if we continue to set the tone of authenticity, nobody can duplicate this.
Tess, did you want to add anything?
I just think it's great. It's wonderful. I live in Atlanta, so I know all about trap music. So I think that one thing I would like to know from you is in your strategy on marketing and getting instructors, are you going to stay with your same model of full-figured women becoming instructors and kind of targeting them to be certified to keep that authenticity?
I target real women. And I actually put the pictures and the ages of my brand ambassadors so people could see how varied we are. We have Sharonda, who is 47 years old. She may not be plus size, but she has her own fan demographic, and so I'm just targeting real women who show up as they are.
Thank you for that.
Oh, I absolutely love it. Thank you for sharing your business with us. We appreciate you. And like your slide says, we're going to keep trapping. So I'm going to go ahead and talk to some of the champions really quickly. But we, again, appreciate you sharing your vision and sharing your overall concept with us.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you.
That was so good on so many
was
different
good.
levels. And what I love about it is it's almost like a combination. Like we've heard about some of these other things like Zumba, and she mentioned that on her slide, but she also kind of highlighted her competitors, but also her competitive advantage. What do you think is so important now, especially as Black women are entering this space and dominating space? How important is it to know your competition, but really have an advantage?
Yeah, she's definitely got a huge advantage. She talked about authenticity, and that's it, right? Anybody who can build a community like she's built, they've got it, right? Community is everything, as we know at BGV. And she's got that down pat, and that community is what brings other people into your funnel. It's what makes a Megan Thee Stallion want to partner with you. It's what makes somebody want to acquire you, right? So I'm really impressed with her. Not only does she have a beautiful business, but she's got, these diversified revenue streams, and that's also really encouraging.
And I would love, on the note of partnership, not just with respect to music, but there's so many potential partnerships. I'm like, I need you to partner with Peloton because
That's right.
they need help. I need you to bring the trap cardio to the Peloton app so that I can be in there doing my trap cardio through the app. There's so many opportunities. The Mirror company that does, fitness through the Mirror. There's so many opportunities to leverage the various tech platforms and other audiences that are also building around community as well, and be able to really activate a new sort of element with respect to this business.
Yeah, I think she could take it to another level. My only comment is that she could go into Meta. I mean, she's got to be able to be in some VR gear to be able to put that in there.
Yes, I would. Now, I haven't put on the goggles yet, but I would put them on for that.
And it's community focused, and it's huge. Huge.
And I was actually really impressed by her numbers as well. I mean, I think I saw like her membership and things like that, but what's also beneficial is that she's at $200,000 a year with her single classes and her membership. So sis is doing something right over here. I'm about to get the trap, and where's she at, Virginia? I need to go on down. That's a hop skip. So I absolutely love it. Thank you, champions, for your feedback. Like she said, we're going to go over here and keep trapping. And it's just so good to hear from so many diverse founders with different backgrounds. So are you guys ready for more?
Yes.
Turn up.
Well, up next, we have Camille Banks from The Muted Home.
Hello, my name is Camille Banks, the owner of The Muted Home, a luxury collective of elevated home products. Our story began as we documented our own home renovation and showcased items around our home from traveling right before the start of the pandemic. We removed the upper cabinets from our kitchen and decided to have open shelving. We had lots of spices, but we knew since they would be on display, they would need to look good. When we showed the finished design, we received hundreds of requests from followers who loved the look of the Muted Home. Since then, our customers have loved the elevation of our design and modern touch to classic accessories. The biggest compliment we receive is the look and quality of our brand. This helps us to stand out, and this is where we come in to help. The Muted Home stands proud in our luxury intention of changing classic functional home items that have a customized touch. We have products that make you say, wow. We started with our best selling 18 count glass and wood spice jar set, quickly selling out of every inventory restock. We bring visual satisfaction and solution to a person that desires aesthetically pleasing spaces. Since starting the Muted Home, we have quickly garnered some of major brands looking to partner with us in either a direct partnership, wholesaling, or big brand stores. So let's talk numbers. The Muted Home quickly gained significant attention through our social media platforms, sales channels, and media. We sell products globally, currently running a 60-40 selling base, with that being 60% domestic and 40% of international customers. Of course, we don't need to talk about competitors, but we have to toot our own horn. Here's what we're best at and how we have attracted new customers. So, we launched in 2020. Within a short period of time, we made a whopping 70K in 6 months. Then in 2021, we made over 350K, which is 5 times over what we made in 2020. We are projected to double that in 2022. Our company is growing and the opportunities to expand further are happening now. We have the right team in place with fulfillment and marketing to expand our growth successfully. The Muted Home team works daily together, bringing over 15 years of design, business knowledge, and product management collectively. We are open to fundraising opportunities in 2022. Just recently, we raised 25K in 15 minutes. And we are seeking 650K to further expand our website, customer service, our product line, and any funds raised to scale and expand our brand operations and manufacturing to new heights. So, guys, please feel free to discuss any questions that you may have. And thank you for your time today.
Hey. Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing your business with us. I know that we have so many questions.
Yes.
I would love to get the questions started. You went from $70,000 in sales to almost 350,000.
Yeah.
I think I can speak for the champions. What was the growth? How did that happen? Tell us. We want to know.
So, guys, it was really crazy. Like, we were just simply just sharing our kitchen renovation, just some of the small details we were placing in the kitchen, and then once we put it out on social media, people were like, "Oh my God, I need that too. I want that too. I'm tired of the same old, same old." So it just really took off. And I think, with the pandemic, it really helped people to realize that they wanted to do something with their home. And I think now we're seeing the result of that, where people are now wanting to work from home. They're doing everything from home, and they're just reinventing their spaces and elevating. And so I think that played a major part.
Awesome. Champions, any questions, comments?
I love it. I love it. And I will say the best businesses are always the ones that are solutions to problems that you have yourself. So I love that that's how this started.
Yeah.
I am really curious, as someone who thinks a lot about e-commerce and retail myself, how are you thinking about keeping your customers? And I'd love to hear about your strategy for customer retention, because we all know that the customers that pay the most and that are the best are the ones that keep coming back.
Yes.
Similar.
So I can say this, most of our customers have spent over $1,500 in our store. Whatever we come out with, they're very loyal. They just come and buy it. So what we've done is we've expanded other products to kind of go along with the home. And the plan is to expand into the entire home. I think our main thing is that we like to do sets. It makes it easier for people. It makes it easier for them to decide to buy because they don't have to add anything to it. We're planning to do bathroom. We're planning to release our own candles, our own shopping bags, because a lot of people are very big on sustainability. So we want to, people to be able to have a grocery bag that they can take with them when they shop, a branded, grocery bag. So we really want to elevate and just really take it to a new level. So it's really products that are already existing, but just making them better, making them functional, finding out what those issues are with those particular items and just changing them.
Well, thank you, Camille. I appreciate you sharing that.
Thank you. We appreciate you so much. Thank you for allowing me to be here.
No problem. Our pleasure. champions, we could have went on and on and on, but we got some other people we need to hear from.
Well, what I did want to know, and hopefully she'll do this, and hopefully she's leaning towards that, is doing some partnerships with interior designers and builders, right? So that she can, kind of diversify in that way long term, especially since it's so customized. I like the fact that she started where she was, but I'd like to see that growth in that direction as well.
I thought she had a beautiful brand, and her brand really speaks to the power of brand and branding, right? One small kind of point, though, whenever we're pitching, I think it's important for our viewers to know that whenever we're pitching, we have to be really conscientious of not just time, but making sure that our points are super pithy, particularly in the question and answer round. You want those investors asking as many questions as possible, and that means that your response has to be as straight to the point and as punchy as possible. We don't want to ramble. We've got so many great things to talk about for our businesses, but the more power-packed we can make it, the better.
Hashtag punchy points.
That's right.
That's what I heard. Put that on a t-shirt.
Control your room and punchy points.
Yes, there you go. I love it. I love a good thing that kind of marinates. Put that on a t-shirt. But founders, you're right. It's a skill set.
It is.
To be able to give an answer and then kind of get to other things. So, the champions or judges, whoever, can ask those questions. So I thought that was amazing. And one thing I also thought she did very well is just visually telling. It's not just about what you say. You got to show people your business.
Yeah.
To vote, visit Razorfy.co and select today's event. Enter your donation for the pitches you loved and click the donate button to proceed to checkout. Review and confirm your donation once more by tapping donate. And finally, key in your payment info to cast your vote. And remember, there's a $5 minimum for your vote to count.
Next, we have April Richardson, founder of DC Sweet Potato Cake.
DC Sweet Potato Cake is a bakery that uses sweet potatoes as its main ingredient. We penetrate the billion-dollar baked goods market by being innovative with our recipes. I'm April Richardson, an attorney, entrepreneur, food manufacturer, and most importantly, a mother to my son. I was the attorney for the company when it was facing undue hardships. So I joined the team, turned the company around, and to date, we compete with the best of them like Hostess and Sara Lee. As we dug deeper into the industry, we learned of problems in the baked goods marketplace. Problem number one, boring baked goods. People want something exciting. Problem two, there are too few women in manufacturing. America needs more companies to do good in the communities, and we've identified that as problem three. Our solution, our answer to boring cakes was to make an amazing sweet potato cake. So we blend our cakes with sweet potatoes, butter, sugar, flour, cinnamon, and nutmeg, and we finish it with vanilla cream cheese frosting. The lack of women in manufacturing is unimpressive. So we scaled our tiny mom-and-pop bakery into a manufacturing facility so that we could increase women in the industry. In short, we are the solution. We do good simply because part of our proceeds supports causes that promote fairness in communities that have been traditionally disenfranchised. The DC Sweet Potato Cake can be seen at protests and marches where we hand out cupcakes to thousands on the front line. Who is our customer, you may ask? Well, she is a woman between the ages of 30 and 65. She buys our cakes because sweet potatoes remind her of Southern cooking, and she equates Southern cooking to excellence in quality and excellence in taste. With 3 retail locations in D.C., Maryland, and Baltimore, and a manufacturing facility, we are primed for growth. Our B2B customers include QVC, Wegmans, Safeway, Starbucks, and Nordstrom. We have a 60-day expansion rollout of our new e-commerce website, and within 60 days, we will close partnerships with some exciting brands. But how do we market? Well, we use traditional and non-traditional social media uses in order to get our market out to the world. In short, the bakery industry is a $110 billion industry. As a part-time manufacturer during COVID 2019, In that year, we generated approximately $725,000 in sales. But in 2021, when the market started to open, we went back to upwards of $1 million. In 2022, we expect at least $1.5 million in sales. A week before Thanksgiving, our bakery was broken into and ransacked, and as a result, we lost over $100,000 in a period of 30 days. But 65 volunteers from all across Baltimore, Maryland, Virginia, North Carolina, and Florida, they drove up to help us clean up our facility, and they helped us to reopen. With those losses, we can use $150,000 in order to scale. But with these funds, we project even higher sales. In 2022, we could do at least $2 million in sales, and in 2023, $2.5 million in sales. But what we will do with the money is simple. We will use it to update our manufacturing equipment, we'll create new product lines, and we'll use the money in order to help with our e-commerce platform. Keep in mind, the more our company grows, the more we can do good for our community, because BC Sweet Potato Cake lives by 3 principles. We bake, we love, and we inspire.
We bake, we love, and we inspire. Well, I'm inspired to taste something.
Right. Can we take a feel?
That was to drop the mic. So why don't we have
pretty
some right
much.
here?
I mean,
I knew this table was going to be filled with them, right?
I feel like I smell like the icing and cocoa butter and black girl magic through the screen. I mean, I want some of it. Any questions for our founder?
Not the cocoa butter.
So I have a question. Are you partnering with the growers of the sweet potatoes? And what are you doing? Like black farmers who grow sweet potatoes, possibly?
So unfortunately, our sweet potato is kind of a specialty sweet potato. It's not a regular size sweet potato. It's actually a sweet potato that's grown in North Carolina, and it's about 4 times the size of a regular sweet potato. But what we are doing in the D.C., Maryland area, I purchased 5 acres of land so that we could work with University of Maryland and University of Eastern Shore in order to grow our own sweet potatoes in a variety of colors.
Yes.
Did you hear what Sis just said? She purchased 5 acres of land. I'm sorry about loud. Let me calm myself down. To grow her own sweet potatoes. Great question. That was just a layup slam dunk. I love it.
You better be your own supply chain. We love to see it. I would love to hear about that transition from law life to baking life.
Yeah, so I actually still practice full time. And in my slide deck, you'll see where I refer to us as a part-time manufacturer. And even as a part-time manufacturer with those numbers, with us being part-time, we still hit some pretty good numbers. So the important part of my law practice is that I've always been a white-collar crimes prosecutor. So I used to shut down financial institutions and then determine what type of business frauds happen in those transactions. So all I did was read business documents over and over and over again, looking for the causal link between bad business and fraud. So it was through that experience I was able to kind of just grow that business muscle arm, because now I can tell you what works and what won't, what would work and what would not work, just quickly, because I've read hundreds of thousands of documents that involve businesses.
Kudos again to you. I'm going to have a brief conversation with the champions, but we are celebrating you and we are supporting you from this side of the screen.
Thank you. We appreciate you.
Listen, I see all of you guys smiling. I mean, and we might be a little bit upset because we wish we're here, and we wish that we had a little taste,
I know
a little
where
sample.
I'm going tonight.
Who might show up? So remember us. Any last-minute comments or questions about this pitch? I'm coming to you. Go ahead. I saw the hand go up.
Can I please talk about how uplifting it is to see Black women in manufacturing? I'm also in the manufacturing space, in a very different space, in tech-enabled tools, right? But there are no Black people and no Black women in those spaces, right? And when we think about manufacturing, it's all about, right? When we talk about owning our supply chain, that's a big piece of the puzzle. And there are no Black manufacturers for us to lean into. And manufacturing, just like every other vertical, is about relationships. And you gotta have that common ground, right? Can I establish a relationship with a Chinese manufacturer, white guy manufacturer from Illinois? Of course, but that bond is stronger when you have more common ground. And that's a huge opportunity for her, and I'm really proud of her. That's really hard work.
Okay, up next we have Krishan Lampley from Love Corkscrew.
Hello, my name is Krishan Lampley, and I'm the owner of Love Corkscrew. Do you ever get intimidated when you're walking down the wine aisle? You can't pronounce Chianti, Bordeaux, or Chenin Blanc, or Viognier, or you really could care less to. Or you're looking for that perfect wine gift and you're not sure where to begin. Well, you finally found it. Love Corkscrew. We have amazing whimsical labels and we were the first to do it. From labels like Head Over Heels Riesling, Good Times, Good Friends Pinot Grigio, Touch the Sky Niagara 2, we're moving on up, Cabernet Sauvignon. We have something for everyone, from sweet to dry. This is a $130 billion industry, and only 1% is Black owned. Love Corkscrew attracts wine novices, wine enthusiasts, and wine lovers alike. Ages 21 to 65 that are looking for that new wine experience. What makes us different is we attract all 5 senses. We even have home goods and body care. We have a line of wine-scented candles that are sold on Target.com, and we've sold over 5,000 candles. We even have people canceling their Cooper Hawks memberships to purchase Love Corkscrew, Hard Knock Life, or Touch the Sky, which are our sweet wines. We have great distribution partners, from Southern Glacier, which is the #1 distributor in the entire country. We have great retail partners, and we're in over 1,300 plus retail outlets. Last year, we had a growth of 3.5 times growth in 2021, and we're actually projected to do $2.5 million this year. We have D2C to up to 45 states currently and have sold over 1 million bottles. In addition to that, our traction is our media. We've been on Forbes. We've been on the Spruce Eats, Essence Magazine. We've even been on the billboards in Times Square. I'm asking for a $1 million raise. This will go towards rapid expansion, marketing, account management, as well as supply chain. I have over 25 years of experience in sales and marketing. I've worked with distribution accounts as well as one-on-one with different retail accounts. I have an amazing team, PR professionals, creatives, key account managers, and operations alike. They are all amazing people that love Corkscrew. Thank you. And please follow me at www.lovecorkscrew.com and my social media with over 50,000 followers. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Love Corkscrew. I absolutely love that. And I know that some of our champions have some questions or comments. So let's go ahead and start that process. Anybody have a question or a comment for her?
You know, I'm really interested in this growth, right? You have incredible revenues, and at the end of the day, that's what investors are interested in. We saw that you had tons of retail relationships. I'd like to know where you see your growth coming from. How did you get that exposure? How did you get that top line? Were you just hustling to get those retail relationships? Where did it come from?
The growth came from years of experience. I've been in the industry over 25 years. And being on the sales and marketing side, I don't take no for an answer. So really going after those retail partners, talking to those national buyers, getting their emailing, calling, saying, I do exist. Also what helped is, be honest, during the civil unrest, during the pandemic, people were looking to support minority-owned businesses. And you literally Google Black women in wine and I pop up. I'm one of the faces. So it's definitely working with those distribution partners as well, because we're in a 3-tier system here. I have to work with the distributors who have sales staff and really getting them excited about Love Corkscrew. So it's a lot of moving parts, but it's national buyer, it's distribution partner, as well as being seen and heard. And that has contributed to all my growth.
Well, I love your grustle. That's grind and hustle. I just make up words when I get excited. So I love the fact that you wouldn't take no for an answer. Anybody else want to add anything, Tess?
I'm curious. Two questions that are a little different. Are you the sole owner? Do you have partners with you? The second part of it is, I don't know why, I just think that you started off with an education on revolutionizing your industry, but what more are you going to do to change and innovate?
Sure, sure. So yes, I am the sole owner of Love Corkscrew. So I have been working again from grassroots. I've done this from nothing, and just created an amazing brand on my own. I've grown this brand for 9 years. So that's the first answer, and then definitely, what am I doing to change things? The most important thing that I've done that wine companies have not done yet is add nutritional value on the back of my label. That was approved via TTB, and I have done that. You can have great wine. My wine is rated very highly. People are really looking for diverse wines. They're looking for diversity and inclusion, and I fit that sector. I happen to be perfect. Just being a woman in this industry alone is unheard of. So I just look to keep up with the times, keep being innovative, and keep it fun. I say enjoy it, drink it, don't overthink it.
Yeah.
Enjoy it, drink it, don't overthink it. Hashtag t-shirt, coffee mug, wine case. Let's do it all. I absolutely love it. Well, thank you so much for sharing your business with us. We truly appreciate you, and I can't wait to go check out more of what you have to offer. Keep being a revolutionary in your industry. Thank you so much.
I promise. Thank you.
Well, champions, I don't know about you, but a glass of wine would be nice right about now, right? I have ideas. And I will say, she said one thing. She said that she's perfect, and she's very right. Black women are perfect. Can we just say that?
Agreed. No lies detected.
Can we just say that?
No argument.
I was like, yes, Black woman, you are perfect. I love it. I love it. And I actually would have been curious about whether her distribution partners are placing her in restaurants.
Speaking of that, I think she also has a large opportunity to educate. Like you
Yeah.
said,
Yeah,
like
so
what
the
are different
education.
types of wines, and also how to pair it. You know, what type of, because some people are, they're drink wine and then they're wine connoisseurs. It's like different. So I think that there's a huge piece that she can like really educate and attract either current wine drinkers or people who maybe don't as much, because I think there's just a great marketing opportunity there. And trust, because they look like her and she looks like them.
To vote, visit Razorfy.co and select today's event. Enter your donation for the pitches you loved and click the donate button to proceed to checkout. Review and confirm your donation once more by tapping donate. And finally, key in your payment info to cast your vote. And remember, there's a $5 minimum for your vote to count.
Well, I don't know about you, champions, but I had a great time listening to those 7 fabulous founders pitch their business.
Oh, yes. It was amazing. I couldn't even say how excited I am. We looked at women in very diverse backgrounds, educationally, their loves, their passion. But there's one thing that reigned true is that they're committed to their business and what they decided to do, no matter whether they came from that side of the tracks or not, meaning if they were attorneys and they became bakers, right, or they had fun with their lives. I just love to see the innovation, the forward thinking, and just the fact that they were bold enough to do it.
Yeah, and we exist. You know, these fabulous founders are breaking stereotypes and challenging misconceptions, and I'm here for it, and I'm glad that we will be able to be a part of it. You wanted to add?
It just reinvigorates me and my mission. I love seeing Black women building their businesses, following their passions, doing amazing things. And it makes me that much more hungry and passionate because we're all still in it. We're all still building our own things. And I love when we build together.
Yeah, I love it. Dawn?
Yeah, look, these women were amazing. And we have to pause for a moment and talk about how rare this is. It is very rare to see business founders of any race, creed, or color who a year, 2 years, 3 years out the gate are doing these kinds of numbers. And it really speaks to the fact that Black women, even given all of the hurdles, all of the obstacles, all of the dearth of funding and resources, we're still out here building. And, you know, that should really be a testament to folks out here. If you're not investing in Black women, you're leaving money on the table.
Well, thank you again, champions. It's been a great time.
Thank you.
Don't forget, visit reimaginemainstreet.org for small business insights, resources, and of course, grant opportunities. What I want to do before we really end is thank all of the partners from the Backing Black Business Small Business Grant Program for your dedication to advancing Black entrepreneurs. Now be sure to vote with your dollars at Raisify.co. That's RAISIFY.co. We'll see you soon.